pointers, one more important topic of C programming language. Now, in this chapter, we are going to study about the pointers, the definition of pointer, basic introduction of pointers, why it is useful and how you can implement pointers in your programs. We are going to see some practical implementation of pointers. I am going to show you that what is the application of pointer and how it makes our program more effective, right? So we will begin this chapter with this video. So now first we will start with the introduction of pointer, that is the definition of pointer, right? So as you can see the definition over here, pointer is nothing but the variable. So pointer is also a kind of variable only. We have seen so many types of variable that it can have data type integer, float, say character, etc. right? So pointer is also a kind of variable only. Then how it differs than the ordinary variable? Pointer stores the address of particular variable. So sometimes it may happen that you are having data item x or say variable x. X is carrying some kind of value and you want the particular address of x, that where in memory x is stored, right? So that address can be stored inside pointer, right? So if you read the definition loudly, a pointer is a variable that represents the location. Location means the address rather than the value of data item. It is known as pointers, right? There are so many useful applications of pointer. So if we go through the application of pointer, you can see the application over here. I have mentioned each of the applications. So the pointer enables to access a variable that is even outside of the function scope. So while we were performing the practicals of functions, I have told you that every variable declared inside function have their own scope. So sometimes it may happen that the main function cannot access the variable which is declared on the suppose addition function, right? I have shown you that example. But it is happening because we are accessing variable by name, and in some particular scope we cannot allow two variables having same names, right? So at that time it may happen that the conflicts occur. But when you are accessing any variable using addresses, the address will always be unique. In your entire memory, the addresses will be unique. So if you are accessing any variable by using its address, then you can access that particular variable. So by that application, you can use pointers to access any variable even outside of the function, right? Then it can be used to pass information back and forth between the function and its reference point. I am going to show you this application, so don't worry about that. Now, more efficient handling data tables. So if you want to handle the entire data table, the tables, pointers are really very easy to handle. Pointers makes our code more efficient. You can see the next application, it reduces the length and complexity of the program, right? So I will show you that how exactly pointers are reducing the length and complexity of program, and sometimes it also increases the execution speed, right? So this is all about the pointer application. Now the basic concepts of pointer comes, right? So whenever you are declaring one kind of variable, that variable can be integer, that variable can be float, can be character, etc. In the concept of data type, I have taught you that each data type occupies some particular memory inside your system. So it may happen that in your system, integer variable is occupying 2 bytes, character variable is occupying 1 byte, right? So that all depends on which type of data it is, right? Based on this data type, it will decide that what kind of memory or how much memory is being occupied. Now, whenever we declare a variable, you can see towards second point, it allocates memory location to hold the value. So suppose I have declared int x equal to 50. So this x variable is allocated some address in my memory, right? This x variable is allocated some variable in my memory. So it will be given some address, right? So what exactly is being int xyz here? Here variable name is xyz equal to 50. So xyz is a variable, int is a data type, and 50 is the value which is inside the variable, right? Now we are assuming that suppose this xyz is allocated address, some particular address, say 1380. This is not realistic address must be very long number, but assume that on memory location 1380 in my memory xyz is saved, right? So it is labeled as xyz and it is having value 50 over that, right? So what can you say? Xyz is a variable, 50 is a value, and 1380 is the address of that variable. Now pointers are, so here during execution of program, the system always associated the name xyz with the address 1380. The value 50 can be accessed by either using xyz. So you can say user that access xyz, or either you can say access memory location 1380, right? So in both of these cases, you can access the value 50. So value 50 can be accessed in two ways. Which ways? First by using the name of variable, and second by using the address of variable. Here xyz is the name of variable and 1380 is the address of variable. So whenever you are dealing with pointer, you are dealing with this address 1380, right? So that kind of address is being dealt by pointers. Since memory addresses are simply numbers that can be assigned some variable. So memory addresses are nothing but the long numbers, right? So they can assign variables which can be stored in memory. Now we are going to see that how exactly these pointers look like. And pointers also occupy some kind of memory because pointers are nothing but the variable. So pointers also saved somewhere, right? So since pointer is a variable, a value is also stored in some memory location. I hope you understand this concept. Suppose we assign address of xyz to variable p. So address of xyz is 1380. Now p is pointing to say xyz. That means p is having address of xyz. What is the address of xyz? Address of xyz is 1380. So the value stored inside p is 1380. You can see the representation over here that how exactly that look like. So suppose xyz is at having value 50 at address 1380. And p is storing 1380, that is address of xyz, and the own address of that pointer p is 2545, right? So you can see it like this. If you are, if you see this graphical representation, you will understand pointers very well. So what exactly the pointer is? Pointer is the variable which stores the address of one another variable. Now, accessing the address of variable, how you can access? So before even knowing the concept of pointer, you are, dealing with addresses. How? You are using scanf. You know that the difference between printf and scanf is AND sign. What exactly this AND sign is? At that time, I have told you in the video of input-output function that this AND sign is nothing but the address. So whenever you are saying AND A, that means address of variable A. So why we were using address of something in scanf? Because whenever I want to store the value which is entered by user, I want to take value from user and I want to store it somewhere in my memory, I have to tell my system that at which memory location it should store. So I was telling my system in scanf that you have to store this value entered by user to memory location of A. Suppose A is stored at 100 location 100, then it will store value entered by user to location 100. How would it know? By seeing AND A, right? So AND sign is basically, or AND operator is basically used for accessing the addresses. The operator AND immediately preceding the variable returns the address of variable, right? So example is P, you can write P is equal to and xyz. Now in the practical implementation of pointer, I will show you that how exactly you can replace your scanf, or you can change the syntax of your scanf by using pointers, right? So it is nowhere written in your textbooks, but I am just doing this that for the sake of understanding the purpose. Now the address of xyz is 1380 is assigned to a variable p, that is pointer, and AND operator can be used only with simple variable or array element. You can also use AND operator with array element, array then index, right? We are going to see it, so don't worry. So you can write AND distance, then AND x of 0, array element is there, and x I minus 2. So suppose AND x of I minus 2, x of I plus 2, something like that, right? So this is how you can access the pointers. Now following whatever I am showing over here are the illegal usages of pointer. So pointer cannot be used to point the constant. So if you want to point any constant, say 1, 2, 3, you cannot use pointer. It is illegal. Then you cannot directly use pointer with the array names, right? By default, whenever you are having array name, it will point to the first element, but it is illegal if you are using this. And you cannot point any expression. So pointer cannot be used to express any expression. So these are illegal use of pointer. You have to take precaution that you don't use pointers like this. So here I have given an example. So if you want to print the value of address, at that time you can use percentage %p or percentage %uz. Same way, when you are using integer, you are using percentage %d. When you are using float, you are using percentage %f. Similar way, when you are dealing with pointer or addresses, you can use percentage %p or percentage %u. We are going to perform this same example to show the practical implementation of pointers, so don't worry about that. Now here is the output. So whenever you are writing that previous code, at that time you can get output like this, right? So you can just pause the video, or you can go back to the video, see the code and see what exactly the output is, right? So here you will get this kind of output for the following for the following program, right? Now pointer declaration. So right now I am just talking about the theory of pointer declaration. Then we are going to implement pointers practically as well. So pointer variable must be declared before it used. So similar with the variables, as I have told you that whatever variable you are going to use in your program, you have to declare it first. You have to tell computer that I am going to use this kind of integer variable. You have to tell computer first, otherwise you will get an error. Similar way, whenever you are using pointer, first you have to tell computer about the pointer and the type of pointer. The general form of pointer is data type, then star, then pointer name. So how you can differentiate that it is pointer or it is simple variable? So star or a star sign is used for that. So whenever my computer will see that instead of int x, you have written int star x, that means this is not the simple variable, this is the pointer variable, right? This will store some kind of address instead of storing some kind of value. So it is having, say, that data type, star and pointer name. Three things are specified in this declaration. So asterisk sign is used, that it is a pointer and it will be placed before the pointer name. Then pointer name needs memory location, right? So even pointer will be stored somewhere inside memory. We have seen in that previous slides, right? In which I have stored pointer p at 2545 location, and it was holding 1380 location, right? Or location of xyz. And pointer name points to variable data type. So suppose my pointer is pointing any integer variable, then the data type of my pointer will be integer. Suppose my pointer is pointing to some kind of float variable. So if xyz is integer, you have to write int asterisk p. If xyz is float, you have to write a float asterisk p. So the data that we are going to use will show that what kind of value is being pointed by my pointer, right? Now you can see the example over here. Here I have declared int asterisk count and float asterisk speed, right? So that means count is a pointer which will point to some kind of integer value, and Speed is a pointer which will point to some kind of float value. Once a pointer value has been declared, it can be made point to variable using assignment, right? So once you have declared a pointer, so you have created a space to store some kind of address. You can also assign a value by using AND sign. So here I have written p equal to AND xyz. That means AND xyz is address of xyz. So address of xyz is assigned to pointer p. So this is how you can do assignment in my pointer. This is called pointer initialization. Right. So this is all about the practicals of pointer. Now I will show you that how exactly you can declare pointer and how you can use pointer, how you can print the addresses using pointer. So let's go to my IDE. So now we are inside my IDE. Now how to start writing a program to demonstrate pointer declaration. So for that I am writing first include stdio.h. Right. After that I am writing int me. Right. Then I am writing return 0. So suppose I am taking one simple variable a and it is having value 10. You can also use scanf that I am going to show you, so don't worry. But right now just understand that a is declared. So some kind of memory location is assigned to a. I don't know what that memory location is, but some kind of memory location is assigned to a, and then at that memory location it is labeled as a and having value 10. Then I am declaring float b equal to 20.5, right? Then I am declaring char c equal to say m or say a, right? So there are three variables. Now if I want to create a pointer that is pointing to some kind of variable, then the rule is integer pointer is used to point integer value, float pointer is used to point float values, and character pointer is used to point characters, right? So here I have created three variables, pointer variables p, q and r, which is currently having garbage value, right? It is having garbage value because right now we are not assigning any value, so they are not pointing at any address. Now how I can assign them the values? Then I can store, say or before even using pointer, I would like to show you something. I am printing printf variable a having value %d is stored at location %u, where value is a and address of a can be known as AND a, right? So even in printf I am writing AND a. So remember this AND a is nothing but address of a. So whatever we are passing in my scanf was nothing but the address of a, right? So let me copy this statement and paste it over here. Here it will be /n. Here it will be /n, right? And here as the variable is float, I am writing f, and here I am writing c, and here it will be same for b and c. Here it will be c, here it will be b. Let me just save this program as pointers and compile it and run it. We will see variable, what is the output? Variable a, or here let me just change it, variable b, and here it will be variable c. Let me save this program, compile it and run it again. Now you can see that variable a having value 10 is stored at location 6487580, right? So very big number is that, because address will always a big number. I have taken small number in order to make you understand the concept, right? Variable b is stored at some location, say 6487576, and C have being stored at location this. So you can see that C is taking basically 1 byte. That's why after this 75, I am assigned value at 76. Now this B is float variable which is taking 4 byte of value. So after 4 byte I am assigned some value. So I have been assigned contiguous memory location. So we are having memory blocks and I have assigned contiguous memory location. You can see this, right? So this is how you can deal with addresses. Now let me just comment this and I will show you that how you can use pointer for that. So for that I am declaring pointers such as int star p. Why star? So that this p is not considered as ordinary variable. So my computer will know that this is kind of pointer. Now then float q, because q is going to point some kind of float value, and then char r, right? So r is going to point some kind of character value, right? Now p, q, r is having some kind of garbage value. So this addresses are having, this address variables are having garbage value right now. They are not pointing to any pointer. By writing this, we are just declaring pointer. We are just creating space for pointer, right? But it is not currently pointing anything. Now how can I make them point something? So if I am writing p, that means value of p equal to address of e, right? So now how can you write q? Q equal to and b and r equal to and c, right? So instead of writing this entire statement, I can also write, I am just modifying it a bit. So here you can write p, here you can write q, here you can write r. So let me just save this program, compile it and run it. You can see it is assigned some different value. Whenever you save and compile, you will be assigned some different location. So here I have it's kind of I have declared this variable again. So now value of p is 51. You can see at 52 it is assigned value to b, and then after 4 byte it is assigned the value to c, which is integer variable. So from this, I can say that characters are taking 1 byte, floats are taking 4 bytes, and I am telling you that integer is taking 2 bytes in my system. So this is what about the declaration and initialization of pointer variables. Now in my next video, I am going to talk about some very important concepts of pointer and things to be remembered and what care should be taken by dealing with pointer and some more examples of pointer. So in my next video I am going to talk in detail about pointers. So stay tuned with me. If you have any doubt, you can comment below the comment section and ask me. Thank you so much.